What's up, everybody? Well, tell you what, I gotta fix my truck, this hole in the truck, so we can take it to Pensick is coming up. So I'm gonna work on this for a minute. Hopefully this isn't too bad. Uh-oh, another hole. You know, I'm no like car pro expert. What's up, everybody? We got a sword workout to do, but I gotta get this hole patched so I can get my truck inspected so I can haul all my armor and stuff up to my next event. So here we go. We're gonna have to figure this out. Try and get this off here. All right. Where's this? Hook these little things from the brush in here. We got some rust. That's fine. This truck's a 2011. But I need to get all my armor into here. And that means I get this truck inspected this week because we got a big event coming up. And I got to haul a medieval tent, my armor. I'm not going to be able to do it. I could do it and not get it inspected, but I think we're going to get it inspected. It's a long drive. I've had plenty of times where I took cars and I never got them inspected for months. You know what I mean? All right. So, I'm not really concerned about how it looks in the end. As long as we get it patched, these holes are patched, we'll be good. A little bit of paint to go over top of it, but that'll be a different day. How's everybody doing tonight? Or this morning, wherever you're at. We're gonna have some sword workout right after this, so. Oh, this is coming off here too. Here we go. All right. There's a little bit more there. Come on. All right. Let's try and get this stuff patched up so we can get on with our workout. We got 2 hours before I get to bed. I've been up since yesterday at night shift at work. Save as much of that as we can right there. We just need to get it to last for another year. You know what I'm saying? All right. Try and get this cleaned out in the back here a little bit too. There's some more paint to get rid of. All right. Making some progress. Try and keep as much of this crappy rusty metal as we can on here. As long as we can get this to last, to get it inspected, that's all I care about. How's everybody doing this? Oh, thanks for heart me. Who's that? Hey. Oh, Mojo Jojo. We owe you a good set. Once we get this patch, the sooner I get this patch, the sooner I get on with the sword workout. Hey, thanks for those donations. As soon as we get the sword workouts, I owe you a good set. I haven't seen you for a while. How you been? Good to see you, Mojo. Mojo, we are over. I don't know if you. I think it's been since we actually got the 100,000 hits. We're on. Depending how fast I can get this done, we're almost at 110,000 hits on the dummy. All right, I think this is gonna be good. Let's just make sure, at least around here, this is. I'm not good at this kind of stuff, but I just have to do it. I'm thinking that's going to be good. All right. This is what I just bought for like 30 bucks. Ba, ba, ba. Thanks for his donations during the truck repair part. That's awesome. I owe you a good set with the sword. Alright, there's a resin. This is probably a hardener or something, right? Yes, there's a hardener. Is there a measuring cup? No. There's a mixing tray. I also have breakfast here. People walking down the alley are probably like, what's this dude streaming? I'm streaming me filling my truck body holes. Alright. Let's see. Clean. Yep. Okay. This is the fiberglass, so we're gonna definitely need that. This hole's a little big. Alright, so I think what we're gonna have to do, we're gonna get this stuff mixed up. 2 holes. This one's gonna be the crappier one. I don't care what it looks like in the end. This truck's a 2011. I bought it for 5,000 bucks. I thought this said it came with scissors. There's no scissors. Am I reading this? Yeah. Oh. It says additional things I'll need are scissors. I thought it meant it came with scissors. Alright. So let's finish breakfast here. Let's see if we have scissors or something to cut with in the truck. We just might. Thanks for everybody hanging out for just the truck repair part of the broadcast. Alright. Do we have something to cut with in here? I have a coping saw. That's not gonna work. Alright. My bad, everybody. I gotta go inside and get some scissors. I read the kit wrong. It says I need scissors. Why would they write that on there? It's like right underneath it says things included in the kit. Hey, thanks for that like button. Again. Oh, squirrel. Squirrel in the tree. Here's a dummy we're going to be hitting a little bit, everybody. That'll be fun. I don't even have to go inside. My daughter left a pair of scissors outside. Alright, let's see how this goes. Oh, no, you know, let's go inside and get some disposable gloves, because if I remember reading the box, that's under additional things needed. I read it wrong. I thought it meant that those were included. So there's no scissors, no gloves. We got some gloves. We got scissors. Let's get this thing fixed. The longer we're working on the truck, the less time we have to hit the dummy with the swords. Got 2 hours. I would like to be done by 10:30. All this truck repair is cutting into the sword fighting time. I would like to be done by 10:30. All this truck repair is cutting into the sword fighting time. Alright, we're almost back at the truck. I only need this hole to last for... Alright, we're almost back at the truck. I only need this hole to last for... Thanks for hitting that like button. Much appreciated. I'd love for it to last longer, but as long as we can get this to last for 3 days, we're good. Alright, so I need to mix some of this stuff up. I need to cut this fiberglass out first. It is fiberglass. I probably should have some gloves on for that, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. Alright. And I need to get this truck going because huge event coming up, everybody. You're gonna get to see some awesome content here in the next couple weeks if you stick around, because we got it's Pensick time. All right, that'll cover that one. Let's measure the next one. I'm gonna span a good distance with that. Let's see. Oh, that'll be plenty. And then we can just cut straight over, everybody. Fiberglass. Fun stuff. Okay, I think that's all we need for that. Okay. So, time to mix this stuff up. Let's see how much, here's our little mixing tray here. Maybe I should aim this down a little bit. Yo, everybody who's just tuned in. We're gonna hit the dummy with the sword, but I need to fix the truck first. All right, I need to get inspected so I can haul all my armor and all my equipment up to the event. I'll probably need the gloves for this part. All right, we're gonna mix some of this stuff up. Here we go. Pour some of this in here. Keep those fumes away from my face. All right. I don't know if I'm going to be able to squeeze this in there because I need to poke a hole in this. Come on. Why can't they just have a cap that you can kind of cut off? You know what I'm about to do? Since I can't cut that off, this is what we're doing. We're going to poke a little hole. We're going to cut this corner off. There we go. Who needs a cap? All right. We're just going to kind of guesstimate here by how much of the bottle we used. That's probably good. All right, time to mix this stuff up. Let's not spill the hardener in case we need it again. Doop-de-doo. Trying to keep the air bubbles at a minimum here. I'm not a pro at any kind of like car repair stuff like this. I'm gonna have to stir this for a little bit though. Hey, Joyce, if you're still there, thanks for... Oh man, everybody's tuned in. Watching me, This is an alley repair behind my house. So, I'm guessing a lot of people don't know. I'm heading to this huge medieval camp for 2 weeks to be able to take my tent up there, all my armor, my swords, the furniture for the tent, to take this dummy so we can keep having live sword workouts for the next 2 weeks. I just got this truck running again yesterday. I got this truck for like $5,000. It's a 2011. I knew I'd have to deal with the rust, so today we're dealing with the rust. And I just got off night shift. It's kind of like, well, what are you gonna do? I gotta fix the truck. I want to get my live sword fighting workout in. I was assuming this stuff was gonna get a little bit harder. It's not. Kind of mixing up, trying to keep the air bubbles out. There's a crow or something down the crows are out. The dogs aren't out. It would be a lot noisier if my neighbor's dogs were out right now. Yeah, there's a lot of air bubbles in there. But that's alright. Alright. Well, let's do something with this. Alright. The fiberglass backing. Come on. Well, that's perfect for my standards. Okay, let's try and get this one soaked too. Da, 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 da. Here we go. Try not to breathe this stuff in. Man, everybody who's just hanging out, I appreciate it. I don't know what I'm doing, but we're gonna fix this hole. I should put some kind of covering over the tire. This is just going to drip on the tires, but whatever. Oh yeah, we're going to span that entire gap right there. Nice. Okay, so as far as I'm concerned, this part we're good. This is a success so far. Oop, oop. It's dripping all over. Alright everybody, the fiberglass backing is on. Now, I thought this stuff was going to get a little harder though, you know? It's not. I was kind of assuming that this stuff was going to turn to like a putty. So let's ditch one of these gloves. Okay. Maybe I should add some more hardener to this. I don't know. We're going to dump some more hardener in here. Like I said, this is just kind of like a guessing game for me. Mojo! Dude, yeah, I don't know. So this is supposed to turn into some harder substance here, but it's not. So I know... Oh, I don't want to spill the rest of that. So, I know a couple things. See, there's not really... Well, yeah, there are some air bubbles in here. You want to keep the air bubbles out. If you want to do... Oh, now it's getting harder. All right, here we go. Now I got some goop coming along here. All right. I must have had a bad mix, but that's fine. So you need to span that gap, right? You need to have something behind it. I'm having a poor mixing job where it's getting air bubbles in it. Ideally, when you mix stuff, you want to keep the air bubbles out. If that makes sense. I don't understand why, like, they give you this huge bottle and this hardener in here. It's not really turning... It's not really, like, turning the stuff hard like I thought it would. The main goal is to have no hole in the end. It will? Okay, all right. Thank you for that vote of confidence there. I just need to get this on here, then I can, as long as I get this part filled, we're good. Then I can start the workout part of this live stream, because I gotta let this sit, and I'll sand it like maybe, the dry time on this is I could actually sand it before I go back to work tonight. Oh boy, it's like, everybody watching this stream, it's like watching putty harden. If you can keep air bubbles out, it's nice, but I'm not really worried about the final product there. Alright. We're going to try and smush some of this stuff on there. I don't know how this is going to work. It seems a little runny. Oh yeah, let me get this other glove on. Alright, this is my last glove. So now I gotta keep it on. Yo! Gotta give it time. More time? Use more hardener. Alright. So the thing I don't get, they give you a little tube of hardener, right? But then, the bottle is just gigantic. I see what you're saying now already, right? With this hardener, it's kind of like Now that I even added more, the blob is larger. You know, I thought this was gonna be like clay. Like, you know, when you used to play with clay growing up. Worst comes to worst, I'll put some modeling clay in there. I just need it to last to get through the inspection. Yeah, so I said somebody joined that hasn't been here for a while. I missed it because someone else joined and it overwrote the name. We're gonna give this a shot though here pretty soon. Everybody tuning in. It's like watching putty. It's like watching paint dry or watching putty harden. All right. Am I impatient? I'm thinking I should start putting this on there. Oh, is it? All right, all right. I can understand why, because this stuff is still pretty runny. I used all the hardener that came in the kit, and we only used like half a bottle of this. There's still half a bottle in here, and it was saying, you know, you like use 2% by weight or something like that. Use a quarter teaspoon for 1 ounce of resin. Sorry, I spit a little bit. Maybe that's why I probably put too much resin in here. So they don't even give you enough hardener to complete the job. All right, we gotta start packing this in here now. Worst comes to worst, I end up just like using some modeling clay and paint over it, and they won't even notice, right? I did bring a couple towels to lay on the treads here, which I forgot to put on there earlier. I don't know if it'll work, as long as the wind doesn't blow. Oh crap, that stuff's hard. The little droplets are solid. All right. Mojo, if you're still there, see how there's air bubbles in it? Like, you don't want that. If you're gonna sand it, it means you're gonna have more little bubbles when you start to sand it. But like I said, I'm not too worried about it. I just need to get the holes filled. Basically, I don't even really need it to look good at all. It's just a thing I need to do to get this done, so I can get this truck inspected. I live in Pennsylvania. That's what our rules are here. Ooh, this is not gonna work, everybody. I can tell you right now. We're having some issues. We're having some issues. Not at all what I thought would happen. I'm trying to get the goopy parts out of here, but we're all out. The most important thing out of anything is I got that fiberglass backing on there. What's chat saying? Let me see. As long as I have something to press against here later, for when I gotta put something else over top, I guess. I don't know. After you see it have bubbles, put a thin layer on to fill. All right, I got you. Eric, thanks for the like. Do I use mesh? I got some. The mesh that came with the kit, I got there, like the backing. I don't understand why this stuff is like, I thought that was gonna be a little better than this. I think that one's good there. I don't see any of the mesh texture on this one. It looks like it's all basically, that one there is like perfect. Okay. I know this stuff's like dripping down and everything, but yeah, that one there, like the smaller one, looks pretty good. I'll give you a close-up of it here in a little bit. That one actually is not too bad. This one here is going to be a big problem. It is getting harder though. It is getting more, like just like y'all said in chat, much appreciated for the tips today, because this is now actually at a point where I can kind of get this to fit in here, and it's not going to run. You're right. You really got to let it sit for a little while. It's definitely at a working It's definitely a working consistency now. I'm just gonna smash this in here with my fingers too. Uh-oh. Yeah, now it's like, ooh, now it's too hard. Oh boy, everybody, we got a situation on our hands. Now it's actually too hard. Ruined it, everybody. My bad. Well, that kind of sucked. A half hour's gone already. There goes the church bells. I don't think this will save it. Trying to dilute it a little bit. Yo! That's what I thought this was. I thought this was something like that. I guess not. Like, I'm kind of just clueless to this stuff. I bought this kit, you know, thinking like, all right, we're gonna be good. We're not good. We're better than we were when we started, that's for sure. But I definitely ran into a problem. And the problem is, this stuff got way too hard, way too fast for what I was expecting. If I could just get this little clump in here though. Come on, stay in there. Alright, alright. I'm gonna check chat in 1 second. It's such a mess. Yeah, y'all were right. This stuff definitely did get hard. Well, anyways. All right, that's probably gonna be it. That's probably all we're getting out of this. We're almost to the sword fighting part of the broadcast, everybody. This right here needs a little bit of filled in there because that's gonna get sanded in too. So there we go. This one's good. We get rid of that chunk. As long as this is sort of filled in here, we're good. All right, that's perfect. I'm happy with 2 out of 3. Okay. Nice. Nice. Not nice. Nice. Well, the thing is, so I can't start a new batch because they don't. I don't know. I guess I messed up the filler contents, but I'll have to buy another thing of the hardener part. Small. Okay, I gotcha. Well, let me tell you what. I think as much as we're getting done with this part today, everybody I'm giving a shout out to in chat, whether you're still here or not, because that was definitely helpful. I kind of I understand more what you're saying. Let me see. This one here. That one is going to be nice. Oh, am I even aiming at it? Yeah, that one is actually that. I want to touch it, right? Oh, that's so smooth. Not so smooth. So I'm going to take that advice. Who was it? Kill! Yo! Alright, kill switch. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Right, so right now I cannot see through the holes. The holes at least have that fiberglass backing on it. I think that at least that part's good. When I go to sand the big crappy hole, like answers, the answer is art. Definitely, I'm gonna get some more hardener. I'll have to patch up. I take your advice. That's awesome advice. Oh, kill switch. Yeah, well, yeah. It's just something I gotta do. I gotta get this done. I have 3 days till I gotta get drive all my equipment up to this big fight. But yeah, here. I got this truck for $5,000. I've had it for like a year. It's just it came with like 153,000 miles on it. Yo, Mojo. Hey, so we kind of got some progress here. It's definitely gonna need some work. This good. That's gonna be fine. Not good. But there's a good bit sticking out here. I think what'll happen is I'll just have to add, like Chat was saying, I need to buy another tube of hardener and work in smaller batches. And I learned now I gotta be more patient and kind of just let it chill and harden, because it got so hard so fast that it just got out of control, and then I kind of ruined the batch. I just wish they gave me more hardener, or else I'd fix it all right now. So I tell you what, yeah, I just no experience with that. The box made it sound like it was so easy, which it is. Probably have to do it once. And Chat was super helpful, I'll tell you that. I learned some stuff just from streaming today. Alright, everybody, so here's the next part. We're on to the sword fighting part of the broadcast. I need to pick some of this stuff up here, though. Don't want to leave this stuff in the road. My breakfast after work, a hash brown and some sausage. We got ourselves some stuff to throw out. Just for right now, I'm gonna just leave it right here. This duct tape will come with me. Take the brush. Let me throw this fiberglass in the truck. The mesh, along with these. Yeah, we'll throw these in the truck. And now we're gonna be on the sword fighting part. Let me just throw this stuff in here, and we'll be all set. All right, and then I'll come back for that garbage after we're done streaming. Well. I'll say we're halfway successful. That really big one, man. It just everything got so it was taking forever for that stuff to turn hard, and then all of a sudden it just like turned into like a solid blob. Just did cab corners with no experience. Oh, heck yeah. Man, I tell you what, you are so right about that. Tree boy, yep. That happened way too quick. Well, that was the first part. The next part of the broadcast is me hitting this dummy. Oh, yeah, I was not expecting that at all. Like, when I was first mixing it, I didn't have enough hardener, I guess. Or it was just barely enough that it used it all up, and I just had like a blob there, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, I added some more hardener, and then the thing just turned to like it was just a solid piece of goop inside the container. But we have some more of the mix. I'll just buy some more hardener tomorrow if I have to. Apparently, the box says I can probably start sanding it today, which I'll do after I guess I get up and I have to go to work tonight, so I'll probably try and wake up a half hour early to sand it. I have the tools all set up, like everything's sitting out for it. All right, so here's the next part of the broadcast, everybody. We're gonna hit this thing with swords. So if you're here for everybody who tuned in, much appreciated for the tips and tricks. I'm definitely keeping all those things in mind for later. Use less. Use less. Don't mix up so much of the time. You know, all those things. Perfect advice. We'll just see how it goes. And if worse comes to worse, man, I was like a carpenter by trade, but it's been like 10 years. I could probably just fill it with some wood filler. I got so much wood putty sitting around. All right, here's the next part. Now I gotta get all this done because I gotta. Oh man, wait. Oh, okay. Shaving cream. All right. Good tip there. Definitely, I will keep that in mind. Oh, this isn't even aiming at the dummy. All right, the next part of the broadcast is my exercise, which is hitting the dummy over and over. We have a thing going on this channel. Hitting this thing 1,000,000 times in a year. And I don't know, Kill Switch, if you're still there, I appreciate it. That would have been awesome to have someone to help me do that. But hey, I learned just from everybody chatting today. That's one cool thing about streaming, you know. I was like, I have no clue what I'm doing. If I start the live stream with that, I might get some tips. The thing is, the putty started drying quicker than I could kind of read and process the information from chat. Oh, you know what? I bet some fiberglass resin could fix these cracks in this dummy. I don't know. This dummy's kind of smooth. I wonder if that would help. Alright, we need to go get I actually forgot the whiteboard. We need to go get the whiteboard inside, everybody. Side trip. Lord, you know, let's shout out everybody who's still here. Mojo Jojo with the watch time and the guests. We got to do a good set for Mojo here. Let's see. We got the whiteboard. And I need a paper towel to erase the old totals from yesterday. Mojo, Panny, Tess, Tesai Boo, Brendan, Cac, Frank the Tank, Damien, Armando, Francis, Coffee Whale is back, and Jason Dowdy. I remember y'all. Hey, welcome back. All right, and thanks for tuning in. Like I would not hit this thing 1,000,000 times on my own just for fun. I can tell you that. All right. It is now day 37. Da da da. Day 37. The new total. It was 109,000 something. Let's see. So. Plus, that's 600 here. We got 600 from that. 621. 1,300 there. Alright, let's get this total on here. We're doing some math, everybody. I'm better at math than filling holes in a truck. Oh! Mojo! Mojo. We owe Mojo a couple good sets. As soon as we get the totals figured out for those donations today. Alright, let's see. Plus 107.6. 6. Alright, that's right. So it's 5, 11, 9, 10, 16, 7, 8, 9. We're at 109,615. That can't be right. Maybe it is. $109,615. All right. So I wrote it kind of sloppy, but that is how many we have up till right now. All right. So one set down of 100. We're gonna do a couple of supersets here for Mojo and those donations. If you just tuned in, what we're doing, if you've never been here before, it's not an auto body shop class. It's a we're hitting this dummy a million times in a year class. So here we go. We got a couple good sets to do for those donations. I'm just gonna combine them together. All right, here we go. Kind of like, so for donate. Oh no! What the heck? Boy, everything's going wrong today. All right, let's straighten that up. What the heck happened there? No, yeah, coffee whale. Yo, it's good to see you again. I remember you being here. All right, well that was funny, huh? Yeah, it just fell over. I don't understand why. The tripod, the camera is on this side of the tripod, and the legs, how they're set up there, like, I don't know. It's not windy. Something crazy's happened with this stream. The fiberglass mixed too quick. The camera just fell over for no reason. All right, here we go. Alright, that's one gifter set down. Got some more to go. That elbow is horrible. Alright, that was another gifter set. Ooh, in the books. One cool thing about this, though, it's awesome seeing people come back, you know. Thanks for just even hanging out for a little bit. We are almost at 11% of a million. Woo! Alright. I was going to put this robe back on, but forget about it. Alright. Another one. Here we go. I'm gonna catch up with chat in 1 second. All right. Oh, Mojo, thanks for donations. That made me pick up the pace there. I'm now wide awake. Oh, he's my coach, though. He's my unarmed coach. However, I did actually look up. There's somebody that came by like weeks ago and mentioned there is an actual like application for these dummies that you can put on, and they have arms like this. However, I don't know if it's worth me buying. Hey, yo, user 420, hey, half sword like a game or half sword in real life? I love half swording. But you're talking about a game? Is there a game called Half Sword? I play some games. I don't play too many. Basically, over the last... I'll tell you every game I played. Ah, right. No. But you know, I will... let me get a screenshot of that so I can remember. User 420, what up today? Alright. Yeah, I'm going to look it up. I'm stuck on console, just so you know. So if it's like a PC only game, I probably won't get to play it. Over the years, so this is what I've played over the years: Dark Souls, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3, Elden Ring, Helldivers 1, Warframe, Don't Starve Together. That's basically every game I've played. The thing is, I get hooked on stuff. Like on Don't Starve Together, we're on day like... We're so far into that game where it's like absolutely... Oh, it's free too. Good. I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check when I'm at work tonight. I'm gonna look it up. I'm like end game Warframe. Don't Starve Together. We're like end game. We got so much built in that game. My daughter and I. Oh, I forgot. 3-on-3 basketball freestyle. Played a lot of that too. It's just I get stuck on games. You know, like Warframe. I've played forever. And it's also because, like, Warframe, there's so much to do in that game. And now that I'm at end game, I haven't even played it. I haven't played anything in 3 weeks. So these are kind of like, I'm trying to remember to bring my sword back after I hit, because a lot of times I don't, and I don't get a full swing, because I'll go like right, left, and my sword's here. So I have to like bring it back again to swing. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to get in a habit of retracting my sword whenever I'm not like just doing these multiple sword hits. Boop, boop, boop. Those are some kidney shots. I actually have clothes on today for this live stream. A lot of times I'm out here and like without a shirt. It's nice weather this morning. Starting Saturday, it's gonna be all medieval streams. We're gonna be at Pensick. It's gonna be a great time for anyone who comes back. Assuming I can stream from up there, because the picture quality could be horrible. There's bad cell phone service up there. if it turns out where I can't stream, it's gonna suck. But what I'll do is I'll at least upload highlight videos every day for my days up there. Oh yeah. Big pickup truck in down the alley. Huh. My pickup truck's kind of like, it's a good deal. $5,000 for that thing. I've had it for like over a year. Yeah, and it had 153,000 miles on it. I looked up the person who had it is a one-person truck. He had it serviced all the time. Oh, Mojo. So yeah, I'm telling you what, I'm so hoping I can stream from up there. If not, I'll upload highlights. You'll have to check out highlight videos of the day. From what I remember though, it's kind of like crappy service, so I may or may not be able to. Hey, Shantae Renee, 5,000 for a truck like that. Yeah, it was just, I bought it off it was a dealership. The guy's like, it was a trade-in this week. He's like, I'm not inspecting it. That's up to you. It's got these rust spots. Here. I looked up the service record. I was like, I'm buying it like that day. Like I just barely had the, I was like, if I don't buy it now, someone's gonna come get it. He had just listed it on this website, and I took a bus. Oh, I gotta write the set on here. We did. Thanks for hitting that like button. Thanks for hitting that like button behind my back. Oh, here's something else just happened. The marker broke. What a bad luck stream we're having today, everybody. The fiberglass mixed too quick for me. The camera fell over. The dry erase marker broke. Something popped out of the middle. I don't see it. Wow, bad luck stream, everybody. Oh my God. What is up? It's good luck though. Y'all are keeping me in good luck. If you all weren't here in chat, it'd probably be even worse. You guys are the balance between good and bad luck today. Keeping it from being worse. All right. So that was weird. Dry erase marker broke. So to go get that truck. Yeah, what is up with this? Hey, and Sean S. What's up, Anonymous, too? Sean S. Hey, thanks for hitting that like button. I'll tell you how I went and got this truck. So, I kind of needed it because I'm sick of putting a lawnmower in my car to go between different addresses. I have a lot of stuff I can use it for, like to haul. I bought this house a while ago that I'm working on, like at my own pace. No utilities to worry about. I'm kind of like remodeling it as I go, which is going a lot better than me filling in that hole in that truck. But I have garbage from there. I cut down trees over there. I have wood I was hauling. Thanks for hitting that like button. Like I have a generator that I had to take back and forth to a couple places. I bought a couch, a new couch. I had the same couch for like 8 years. Put that in the truck. Things like that comes in handy. So I had a nice Dodge Ram back in the day. When I got done with the carpentry stuff, I was like, I don't need a pickup truck. As soon as you get rid of it, you need it. But the best thing it comes in handy for is hauling armor and all my medieval tents and stuff. And is now that's that time of the year. Peyton, hey. I hope I'm saying it right. Shantae Renee, thanks for hitting that like button, for liking the live. All the interactions help. We're going to get sword fighting to be mainstream by the end. By the time we hit 1 million strikes, sword fighting better be mainstream. The next event I'm streaming is August 6th with the armored fighting. Just so everybody knows, I'm going to live stream the whole thing. So to go get this truck, I live like about a half hour south of Pittsburgh. Just luckily, there's a bus line that goes through here. So I caught a bus from here to Pittsburgh. It takes over an hour to get there because there's so many stops. I get to Pittsburgh. I have to catch another bus that goes to another bus. There's like a whole hour in between that layover. And then the last bus drops me off. I had to walk 1.5 miles from there to the dealership to get that truck. But I was like, if I don't go get it right now, you know, they'll say, well, if you don't buy it, you know, if there's no time to think about it, you know, someone's going to come get it. And I was like, I don't care if that's a marketing tactic to pressure me. I was like, I need to get it. It is the best vehicle purchase I've made. I bought some crappy cars over the years, but I'm so happy that one worked out. It took me like 6 hours to go get it because I didn't have a ride back, like a ride there. I had to go pick it up so I could drive it home. Does that make sense? There's a church bell again. Man, this time's flying by. It's 9:30. 10:30 is the limit, everybody. We got an hour to go. Next event, August 6th. The next 2 weeks, starting this weekend, is going to be from my medieval camp. The thing is, they kind of don't like people just walking around filming stuff, recording stuff, so we got to be kind of discreet about it. We'll have some good footage. I'm gonna try and live stream all the mass battles. I'm pretty sure that was 100. I think that's a little over. Man of Valor. I thought it was Mano. Man of Valor. What's up? Woo. Well, we're at 600 for today. Let's get this longsword out. What do you say? All right. Make sure I'm even on this. Yeah, all right. Just some chill longsword hits. Can anyone out there at home notice the difference between this? Let me show you two different kind of strikes. Static. Oh. Static. We got a lot more goofy days to go. We have 890,000 strikes to do on here in a year. And sometimes we do it inside, sometimes we do it out here. The thing is that oh boy, winters are going to be horrible. Winter live streams out here are probably going to be ridiculous. But the cool thing is, I bet you we get a really nice practicing whenever the snow's falling. I'll have to have some kind of cover over the camera so it doesn't get wet. And what it's all for, if you look up here, if you click on my little name thing, avatar or whatever, you can see I have a highlight video of my cage matches, and I have a highlight video of me fighting with my team at the Arnold Fitness Expo. I originally challenged, like I threw it out there on Facebook. I was like, I want to fight someone for an hour in armor, longsword for an hour straight, right? Everyone's like, haha, or that's stupid. Or no one want to do that, or no one could do that. I was like, I could do that. It doesn't have to be like, it doesn't mean like you're sitting here like this for an hour straight. You know, you're gonna have breaks where you're both standing around, maybe. Oh, you know, the only rule is you can't run away. And you just meet in a field. Static, thanks for that like. And Wolfbane too. Thanks for hitting the like today. You know, meet up in a field. You bring like 2 squires. Get your armor on. You know, get hydrated. Take your time, right? Fight starts. 1 hour. Whoever wins with the most hits in an hour. You can push them on the ground, but not hit them on the ground, because then that, you can just rack up points too easy. But there's nothing like pushing someone on the ground and them having to get up. Having to stand up takes energy, right? There's nothing like having to get up over and over in armor. It's horrible. Especially if you're tired. Alright, does anyone out there notice a difference? Because I'm going to rewatch this video for this part. Does this look any different from doing this to this? I'm going to rewatch that later. It's a different grip. Yo, Chase52. What's up, Chase? Let's give a shout out to everybody who's still even tuned in. Everybody who's tuned in right now. Mojo, oh, and Wolfbane also for hitting that like button. Thank you for hitting that like button. All the interactions make a difference. Penny, Decibo is still here. And Brendan, and Cock, and Jay, and Fangs. I've learned I can't say the first part of your name on this app. I learned that. But what's up, Fangs? Nice. Oh, hey, Fangs. Fangs, thanks for the button. I like to give people shout out because I know a lot of people don't. They just come and might be flipping through. But if you're all part of history, no one might care at the end of this that we did 1,000,000 strikes. But y'all were here for some of it. And my witnesses. For if someone says, nobody ever did that. Yeah, I said the first part of your name a couple times on one of the lives and actually got blocked. I don't even know how it knows. How does the app know what we're talking about? I guess it listens to everything, right? The funny thing is, we're talking about, I'm a nurse at a hospital, and we're talking about it in a medical way. Not even like for the recreational part. You know? Oh, that was interesting. Thanks for hitting that like button. Alright. Kind of some chill sets here, though. Just racking up some hits on a dummy. Trying to talk at the same time, keeping the mental estimates. That's about 10. The tournament that I'm going to live stream on the 6th is going to be great. There's going to be someone, the best longsword fighter, arguably in this sport, in the whole world is going to be there. He's the one that sent me the invite, so that's pretty cool. We'll see how that goes, but that's on August 6th. Probably like around 2 p.m. or something. So we're probably at 40 while I'm talking. Going to about 10:30. I just got off night shift. If you just tuned in, I tried to fill some holes in my truck with some fiberglass. It kind of worked. 2 of the holes look pretty good. 1 of them doesn't. When I go to sand it later, I mean, we'll see how it looks. I won't be sanding it on live stream because that would just be boring. I'm going to try and get up early enough before work tonight to do it. And that has me thinking. So if I put some of that fiberglass mesh on there, I wonder. Oh, Corbin, what's up? It is, yeah, it's kind of like Witcher School. You could probably say that, yeah. Yeah, it's like this is training for The Witcher. Technically, that could definitely, it would just look like that. I watched, that actually had some awesome sword fighting scenes. There's not a lot of sword fighting on TV and movies that I really get impressed with. Witcher was good. I made fun of the, I don't even remember what it's called. What's the second, what's the Amazon's Lord of the Rings thing called again? I don't even remember the name of it. What was it called? But anyway, I made fun of some of their sword fighting scenes on my YouTube. It was pretty cool. I had like 53,000 views making fun of the Lord of the Rings Amazon sword fights. What was it called? I don't even know. I forget. That's so funny. I can't remember. Yo, and Soul of Shields, what's up? Did they even make a second season of that? Hey, thanks for hitting that like button. Thanks for liking the live. Soul of Shields. Thanks for hitting the like button for that interaction. These are some kind of chill sets while I'm trying to chat at the same time. Long ways to go. We just might be at 11%. Oh, we're at 11% right now. We are over 111,000 hits. And not saying I don't obligate anybody for anything on here. Oh, yes. Praise the sun. You even get that extension with the toes at the end. But so this is for, so I'm punching people. So in Boo-Hurt, it's a timed thing. And if I'm fighting Boo-Hurt for points, this is my Boo-Hurt for points. I hold it straight out, right leg forward, so it's harder to hit down here. And I kind of like do punch blocking and try and maybe get up under their arm, circle around, do stuff. But for the MMA stuff, it's the bucklers are more for punching. Here, that's probably about 25. Here, rate. What do you think of this stance? So I can if I'm trying to like someone with their sword on their sword hand, kind of like this. This is my typical stance, or out here. But the thing is, sometimes, and from the side, you know, it gives me a good distance. But in Boo-Hurt, since so I'll tell you what they like to do. If you ever look up like a Boo-Hurt buckler fight, a lot of it, there's a lot of people out there just go for leg shots. So they like to get up close. You might get an exchange or something, you know, real quick, and then they get close and just go, boom, and they just keep hitting leg. So over the years, I've started going right foot forward because there's a lot less for them to hit here, and I feel like I can kind of, so their sword arm against a right-handed person, I feel like it's farther for them to get my right leg than if I was out here, because some people just like to smack you in the leg for points. It's first to 5 points. So if I keep my right leg forward, it's like that. Plus, I am more of on an angle versus their sword. Yeah, maybe that's the difference. Maybe that's the difference. Like in the armor stuff, like, and there's no poking or thrusting in Boo-Hurt, so it's kind of just a whacking game. It's who can whack each other with the sword. What would you say? Bro, no, Cody, I'm off. I just clocked out. I just worked overnight. I'm clocked in. All right, I think that was about 25. Let's finish this set. So with the armor stuff, if I'm just trading, I'm not even worried about protecting myself. And I'm usually just trying to jam the buckler like either in their eye slot or like up in their chest with like a full extension to try and keep them away. And then I can also like move forward and back while we're hitting. Whoa, I whiffed on that punch. Hey, thanks for the follow. I have some grapples. Not much you can do with this dummy though. Generally, like like in a what is it called? An asodagari, where you can you kind of get like an underhook, and you can like you step real quick. I can't even show it on here. Maybe this way, where it's and you twist and you kick your foot back at the same time. Yo, Derek, defeat him. All right, Derek, let's defeat him. Here we go, Derek. Come on, he's getting away from us. Whoops. Finish him. Oh, Mojo. Thanks for donations. We're gonna owe Mojo another solid set here. His safe word is somebody type a safe word. What's a good safe word? But remember, TikTok will filter out some comments. What's a good safe word? Let me mark those sets on here. Mike Pence for safe word. Pineapple is a good default. Pineapple is a good default word. Mike Pence is the safe word. It could be, so far it is pineapple. Or you say, this looks like Mike Pence. It kind of looks like him in a way. Mike! I just need to color his hair white. Libby? Ah, man. Are you tagging somebody, or is that I don't understand that part. I haven't drank any water. So my whole day, yeah, Brock. Yeah, it's Mike Lesnar. We just need to draw the sword on him. I'll do that with the side of the marker that hasn't broken yet. Right? Doesn't he have a sword? I believe the point is up, right? Is that kind of like, is that kind of like him? Mike Lesnar, everybody. Oh man! If you hear him say pineapple, because hey, what's up, monkey? Hey, what's up, monkey? Welcome back. I owe Mojo a good solid set for donations, and if you hear Mike Lesnar here yell the word pineapple, then that means that's a safe word. So keep an ear out, everybody. Oh, that's a crappy punch. Pineapple! What? Did he say something? It's not even on the camera. I'm trying to spin them around. Hold on, get to chat 1 second. No. Half guard. Well, I'll show you my guards for this. We're training for, if you click up here where the red highlighted circle is around my avatar, I fight in armor like in cages or fields, and on team sports stuff too. Not as much as the team stuff. I usually do the one-on-one duels, and then I stream the fighting team stuff, live stream it on here. So just so anybody who knows, who follows, it is mostly me hitting this thing 1,000,000 times in a year. When I go to events, and I have at least 1 or 2 events for the whole rest of the year, I live stream them. But training for fighting in armor, like MMA or just duels. Shield wall. This is a small one though for a shield wall. Oh yeah, we're going to Mordor. I'm working 3 nights in a row, so we have to go after. I might have to take a shortcut. There's this little dude. he's got this hoarse little voice, and he kind of crawls around, and he talks kind of like this, and he was telling me there's a shortcut I can follow him through this swamp to get there. I'll probably do that. So yeah, that's where we're going. No days off. And I actually fought in an event after doing this for a week. I did this for like something like 8 days, and then I fought. And surprisingly, my arms were not tired. I missed something in chat. I just want to scroll up, make sure. Oh, Monkey, yeah. Monkey, hey, good to see ya. Shield Wall, remind me of Search a Holy Grail skit. Oh, yeah. Librato, if you're still there. So, Monkey, good to see ya, as always. But I always just say, if the easiest thing than explaining it sometimes, if you click up here on my little, I'm guessing it's the same out there as it is for me, but here it could be down here. If you click on my name, like I have a couple pinned videos, it's just easier for me to direct people to that. I have my awesome cage match highlight reel, and I have a highlight reel of us fighting in armor. The other one is me hitting a tree stump and ballroom dancing, for what this channel was supposed to be about, but I can't keep a dance partner. If y'all want to hear why ballroom dance partners are so tough, I'll tell you, but you gotta ask. It's a long story. So, okay, let me write this down. Good conversation here. All right. So the difference is, it's technically the same thing. Boohurt is kind of like a catch-all name for everything from... I ballroom danced competitively for like 6 years. My partner and I, at one time, for like amateur, were ranked number 3 in the U.S. for Latin dancing. Competitive Latin dances. But, if y'all want to hear that story, that's a longer story, and I'll have to hit the Pell and hit it while I... let me know if y'all may tell my ballroom dance stories, but... Boohurt is, I won't hit the Pell while we explain this. Boohurt's like a catch-all phrase for everything, from the duels where you're like this, like weapon strikes only, to the ones where you're allowed to punch and kick and throw, and you can fight on the ground. That's all Boohurt. The team stuff where it's like 3-on-3, 5-on-5, 12-on-12, all Boohurt. AMMA though, so they're trying to make it specifically so it's kind of like its own league. It's still technically a Boohurt event. Oh, hey, Vibrato, thanks for the follow. I didn't know if you heard me when I tried to answer your question there. Did I answer it? I scrolled up because I knew I missed something. It's all Boohurt. AMMA is technically trying to make it like WWE, right? I can't just post a hashtag of me wrestling somebody and type WWE, because that's technically like not what it is. It's wrestling, but it's not technically WWE. So AMMA, actually I had a conversation with them on my YouTube because I used to use the AMMA hashtag, and they reached out to me and they're like, can you not use that hashtag? We're trying to make this specifically just AMMA is its own thing. They wanted to have it like, it's not like trademarked really, but they're trying to make it so if you look, it's super high quality. Like they have high quality production, video production. You know, the actual cages have advertising, the big logo in the middle, AMMA. It's still Boohurt, but it's kind of like its own thing. So that's why if I try and say like, I try and say I don't say AMMA anymore like I used to on my streams. I usually say like MMA and armor. Does that make sense? I do know bachata. 1, 2, 3, tap. 1, 2, 3, tap. Do, tap. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, tap. Spin. Spin or the other way. Tap. Go forward. Boop, 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 tap. The foot you tap on is the next one you step on. Do, 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 do. Ba, 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 ba. You can do it in place. Da, da, da. Yo, yeah. I didn't pick bachata night for nothing. Yeah. I Well, Cody, like I said, I used to compete in ballroom forever. I'm making sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah. So I think AMMA. So here's the thing: harness fighting. I would say that harness fighting is the most accurate because then you can actually like go for gaps and things. Harness fecting, by far, in my opinion, is the most historical and accurate reenactment. But the reason I like Boo Hurt is because it's a time limit. It's not even harness fecting. It's this is what a match is, right? I like talking with chat. Boo Hurt is this. And for like a minute, 2 minutes, however many points you get, and then that's who wins. Hema is like this. I win. Oh, I tapped you on your wrist. I win. Same with SCA. SCA, same thing. I win. Harness fecting, same thing. Oh, I got in your gap. Oh, the palm of your hand. I win. But Boo Hurt is a time limit. Beat each other up as much as you can in a time limit. Yeah. Well, here, I'm gonna do a set. I'm gonna come back to chat. Can y'all hear the church bell? It's 10 o'clock. I'm gonna talk for a second about my whole ballroom adventure while I do this set. And then I'm gonna check chat. Alright, so a long time ago, I work at a hospital, right? There was this doctor that works there. I thought she was like really hot. Actually started talking to her, and we actually went out, which is crazy. But a couple months into it, she's like, "Hey, like I go to these ballroom dance classes. You should come." And I was like, I don't know about that. I don't know how to dance. Well, go to a class with her. It's a group class. You show up, there's like a dozen people there. You learn a couple moves, you dance with other people. You don't necessarily dance with the person you came with solely, unless you really want to. You switch partners, they teach you some stuff. I took a class. About a month later, she talked me into taking another one. Then I took another one. And it was probably after the fourth dance lesson, I was sitting there at work doing my charting, and I'm going like, oh yeah, like the cha-cha. One, ba ba ba, boop boop, ba ba ba, in my head. Do do do, boop, ba, da da da. And I was like, I kind of like it. Started taking more lessons. So then she and I started taking lessons together, and then we started competing together, and we danced competitively for 6 years. We traveled all over the freaking country. I was spending $40,000 a year on ballroom dance, which is insane. I don't make that much. You know what I mean? There were some times where I was like taking my PayPal account from my YouTube channel and withdrawing money to get the hotel rooms. I was going broke ballroom dancing, but it was a lot of fun. Anyway, long story short, the relationship didn't work out. I won't get into it on here. It was a religious thing with her. After 6 years, I asked her to get married. She said no. I was like, all right. I waited a week. I asked her again. She said no again. Made it really awkward to dance. So we split up. Found a new dance partner. She and I practiced for a whole year, and then she hurt her knee and could not dance anymore. I'm going to get to all that in chat in just a moment. So a whole year goes by, wasted. Taking lessons together. We were a good dance. She was almost as tall as me, so when you're doing like Viennese waltz and this stuff, like, you have to stick together, like you're hip to hip or body to body. Like, you're not even supposed to see any light between you two. You know what I mean? Thanks for hitting that like button. Whoever got that badge. Give me 1 minute. I'm almost done with the story. I'm gonna catch up with the chat. Practice with this partner for a whole year. She gets hurt. Can't dance anymore. All right. I met this girl who sometimes comes in my streams. There's a lot of us here. Let me make sure that she's not tuned in. Yo, Librado, Kev, Nostalgic. Thanks for hitting the like button. All right, I don't see her here, right? She also has TikTok. Lots of problems. Self-esteem problems. Now she has a TikTok. It's like blowing up. I always would tell her how effing like attractive she is. She's always like, oh. Now she has a TikTok. Like she proved it to herself. Now all the dudes go, oh, like that's so. It's like so beautiful and you know. I told her. So she comes in here once in a while. Best girlfriend I had in a long time, but same thing. Some things kind of didn't work out. We were taking lessons together. 6 months down the drain. I take some time off. I get a new dance partner. What happens? She had a boyfriend. It was nothing but dance. Hey, I'm going to dance lessons. I'm dancing with this dude. I'm sure her boyfriend didn't like that. I can't blame him. Eventually, she got pressured into stop dancing. So now I'm back to square one. It is so hard to find a dance partner. There's this girl, Megan, who's awesome at the social dances. And I was like, hey, I even told her how awesome she was before. I was like, do you just want to, like, go compete? She's like, I don't have the time. I'm like, all right. I asked this other girl. She's like, nope. She's like, too expensive. I'm like, I feel you there. All right, let me catch up on chat. Yo, Jory, what's up? So yeah, my little ballroom dance singer here. If you do click on my avatar and see my ballroom dance video kind of thing I had, well, we actually, like, this month that ended. I'm moving this so it's not there's no glare. All right, let me catch up on chat. Yeah, well, the funny thing is I've been doing sword fighting just as much, and I used to. It's so funny because there'd be sword fighting events out where we were dancing. Best trip ever. We drove out. I drove to Boston because I had to bring all my armor. They flew. This is with that girl, the doctor I was dating. Took all my ballroom dance stuff, all my armor, swords, axes, and all that stuff. Get to the hotel. We had ballroom dance. Thursday night was salsa, bachata, nightclub two-step, samba. I'm forgetting one. Anyway, nightclub dances. Oh, hustle. And then the next night was waltz, Viennese waltz, tango, foxtrot, and jive. Or no, jive's Latin. What am I saying? And whatever. And then Saturday night was paso doble, jive, rumba, cha-cha, samba. And we competed in all those. And then Sunday just happens to be a big fight up in Boston. So I had all my armor there. I had my daughter with me. It was like the best trip. We went, then Sunday I fought, and I got 2 second places, a second place in sword and shield, and a second place in longsword. And then we stayed at the beach for like 3 days. And I drove home. I had a whole week. It was like the craziest trip. Ballroom dance, we won all these awards in the ballroom, and then I go fight, and I got medals for fighting, and then we went to the beach. Crazy stuff. So I've been doing a sword. Adam, dang Adam, sorry I missed that part when you first said what's up. Happy 10, Jacob, if you're still there. You're right. We're over to 10 o'clock mark. Yep. So the Catholic Church, you're right, is the best thing. Like, when I moved in here, I have a garden out back or things where it's crazy how I can just keep track of time. I don't even need a watch. Now I know, okay, we're past 10 o'clock. Yeah, you know what's up with a Catholic church is your neighbor, helps you keep good time. But if you're trying to go to sleep, you don't need to be reminded what time it is every hour. The sword. Ah, okay. I'm catching up on chat. Sorry for the delay. I had my big ballroom dance bickering story. I'll show you them both. And I don't lift weights. This is all sword fighting for years. I don't lift weights at all. Like, I like to tell people too, like, it's not like a flex. It's just saying, these are sword fighting muscles. I don't freaking go to the gym to lift weights. All right, $20. This model is discontinued, but you can find a polypropylene sword. This is made by Cold Steel. You can get one for $19.95. It's not, I'm not like saying Cult of Athena is a place to go, but they sell one like this for $19.95. It's a different style, which actually has a better grip than this one and looks more like a real sword. 20 bucks. I use this. I don't use my real dueling saber on here because as I started to, I actually broke a rivet inside my saber. So now I just stick with this because we're hitting this a million times. And I actually broke my good saber in week 2 of this. And then this one here is your Purple Heart Armory. Like, it's getting a little rusty because I've neglected it the last couple weeks. I'll shine it up here though soon. But if you can see, that's Purple Heart Armory. This thing was 195 bucks when I got it. I've had this sword for probably 4 years as my main training sword because I don't care about it. I do care about it, but I don't. Like, it's for hitting dummies. It's for practice. And this is very comparable to the sword I use to actually fight people in armor. But it's 195 bucks. But you can also use it in HEMA because if you see how it's flexible, so that if you do HEMA, when you poke somebody, see how it flexes? That's so it takes the force out of it. My Buhurt sword doesn't bend at all, so if you were actually to poke somebody, like all that force goes like straight in. A HEMA sword though will bend because that way it takes some force out of it, so you're not just poking somebody, bop. It actually like, some of that force gets dispersed through there, if you know what I mean. 20 bucks though for the plastic one. Yeah, Ice, if you're even still there, I'm catching up on chat. I thought she was the one, man. For 6 years, for that to go down the drain. It was a religious thing. She was Russian Orthodox. Her ex-husband deserved a second chance. I don't think she got married. I think she was kind of forcing to get remarried to that guy. Anyway, that's how it works, I guess, sometimes. James, oh, thanks for the follow. Kev, hey, Nostalgic, if you're still there, thanks for hitting that like button. I've just been talking now a little bit. Moss was here. Sword and Shield is the best. Yeah, like, I have muscles for what I'm doing. Spending time building muscle isn't going to help me. Like, I don't have any chest muscles, see what I mean? Although I've been thinking about I should do some push-ups, like, on stream, like, every third day or something. But anyway, yeah. Swords. Fighting and armor. Functional strength. Chori, am I saying right? Chori, or is it Corey? I do how to get into HEMA. Alright, yeah. I like these days where we actually get a freaking active chat. Some days, I sit here and it's like, Going in order. So if I haven't got to it yet, just hang out for a second. How to get into HEMA? You might have to just Google map like HEMA or Western Martial Arts. If you can find a place near you, that's the thing. But here's something else. HEMA is generally interpreting manuscripts. I don't think the teachers where I live, I don't even know how they even get degrees. I still have a HEMA membership at this school out here at Broken Plow. If you type in Broken Plow Western Martial Arts, that's the one I go to. And they have awesome instructors. But even they don't know everything. Like, we even had during COVID Zoom meetings where we get in our Zoom camera calls and we'd be going through manuscripts and acting them out like at home, like what do you think they're talking about here? The same with in person. You get the books. It's just like you're reading a poem and you're trying to explain it with actions. And everybody's actions could be a little different. You know what they're talking about, but you might not know exactly what they're talking about. And even instructors, like go through this stuff. It's an interpretation. I don't know how you get certified, but the long story I'm trying to get to is if you took it that serious and you started studying HEMA manuscripts, and I bet you even if you just looked on tutorials online for proper form, you learn all the like Oberhau, like Unterhau, Mittelhau, Schielhau, Zwerkau. If you learn all that stuff, you learn all the rules of like the the different things like the Myers square, you could probably be a HEMA teacher. No joke. So you could start a HEMA school. Google it, I guess. Most places have equipment, masks, jackets. You don't even have to buy anything usually to start. The school I go to has like 20 jackets and helmets. So anyone who wants to come in does it. You know what our HEMA school does too is lightsaber fights, which are fun nights. Oh yeah, Nashville. That's it. Nashville is the one. Legion. Nashville is the most bestest armored fighting MMA. Yeah, it's a great workout. I'm telling you what, this plastic sword. Yeah, sure thing, Cody. I like the chat so much we get to talk. Corey is the second way I said it, right? Oh my, I hope so. Yo, and yeah, Lebrano, if you're taking off, thanks for hitting that like button too. Let me get a set in while we're talking, because we are only at like 1,100 hits for today. And I was saying I'm streaming till 10:30. I might stream till 11. We'll see. I'd like to get 2,000 hits in. So while we're talking, let me kind of guesstimate a set here. Actually, I don't even know if I wrote that last set down. I think I did. While we're talking, I'll keep an eye on chat just in case. These are this is kind of a chill set, so I can talk and hit it at the same time. And I found a lot of stuff with the dance moves. A lot of the Latin dance stuff really translates into ballroom dance, translates into sword fighting. There's a lot of stuff. Oh man, height and build. Nick, thanks for liking the live. Thanks for getting that red badge for hitting the like. Well, tell me the size, tall or short? I think it matters more with short compared to tall. Oh, 5'10", 2... Oh, okay. Man, so do you like two-handed axes? I would say for something like that, because of the build, so check this out. Like if you're using a two-handed axe, just pretend this is the axe head. Like a two-handed axe like this long, I think that stocky build, that weight, you have a lot of power. You're at a good height where you're a formidable height. I think when you get shorter, maybe like the longer weapons, although are nice because you have a lot of range, I don't think it's necessarily a good idea because a two-handed axe, this is just my opinion. When you're actually fighting out there, you get one or two good shots, right? If you're fighting with teams, it's a little different because you can hit people in the back, you can hit people, sneak shot them, whatever. But if you're fighting like a one-on-one, like the pole arms and stuff, if you're about 5'10" stocky, I think it's the best way to go. You got a lot of power, and the thing is you're gonna get two shots, and then they're gonna rush you because no one wants to get hit with that axe. So you're gonna be a nice, formidable height and build and size that now you're gonna be able to grapple. Because now you're actually not using a weapon, you're relying on grappling. My opinion. So if you're shorter and you're lighter, I don't really think a two-handed weapon's is good because you get that one or two hits off, and if they rush you, like they already closed the distance, and now like there's no weight classes in a lot of this stuff, so you're probably gonna get plowed over. Does that make sense? So I would probably pick for like a punch shield and unless you play a specific role. If you're like the center, two-handed axes are always good when you're like playing a center position. My opinion. Yeah, see, I think that's a great one. Oh, is that Joner? Yeah, we were pretending though, instead of what you typed, that it was an axe. I think we left off on 20. It's all personal preference though too, because it if you don't like to grapple or you don't have good grappling skills, like I'm not the best grappler. I like to hit people more than wrestle. But I know that when I'm using a two-handed axe, I can expect that I'm gonna get into a grappling match. And I generally use a two-handed axe. I'm 6 foot tall. I'm lighter now though, but I was 220 not too long ago. Now I'm down to 180. But I dropped weight because of duels. Jamie, thanks for hitting the like button. One thing that a lot of people do though, you know, a lot of this is matched weapons. A lot of times when people are pro fighting, they'll be like, hey, a pro fight's just another name for the MMA stuff. Doesn't mean you're technically a pro. Like, hey, what do you want to use? I don't know. How about maces and a mace and buckler? Okay, I'll use a mace and buckler. Or they'll be like, hey, you want to fight me? You want to fight me with pole arms? Yeah, I'd love to fight with pole arms. You rarely, although you'll see it sometimes, but if you notice, almost all the time, the weapons are matched. Like sword and shield, sword and shield. Axe, axe. Where's the marker? I think I forgot to write a set on here, so I'm not going to write it on here. We are at 1600. Slow pace, but that's a good day. That means we've been talking a lot in chat. I was going to say, I have a BB gun sitting over there, but you know what I thought too? I bet you that the TikTok terms of service, even if it's a BB gun, if I came out as a joke and I said, oh yeah, well, how about we do use one of those? I bet it would actually I bet it's a terms of service thing. Oh, Sub Commandante. Thanks for that like button. Oh, let me just make sure I didn't miss anything in chat. Hang on. And you know what? There are people. So the thing I'm going to, everyone who just might be passing through, starting Saturday, I'm going to be camping out for 2 weeks at this medieval campsite. I do have to come back and work a couple nights, like Monday and Tuesday, but expect a lot of content from there. I should be totally dressed up medieval the whole time, doing my Pell workouts, and, if possible, I sure hope I can stream it, because if I can, I'm going to be streaming all the fighting. The second week, there's fighting every day, starting at 10 in the morning, New York City time. Check this out. In that kind of fighting, they actually let you use pistols. You can use bows, crossbows. You can use pistols if it matches your. Many people don't do it, but they actually do have a set of rules that allow you to use pistols. Yo, what's up, Gray Matter? But they don't shoot anything like that's gonna hurt you. Same with the arrows, the crossbows and stuff have like these big padded tips. Oh, you want to hear something funny? So, do y'all know what a ballista is? A ballista are like those, like the big bone arrows on like that shoot. Did you ever play Dark Souls 2 and you fight that second boss, that little mini boss with the laser eyes, and you have that big bone arrow thing you shoot at him? That's a ballista, right? So they have those in some of the siege battles, and it's basically like a Nerf football for the tip of the arrow, and the things are like 4 foot long. So there's a 4 foot long shaft with a Nerf football, and the rules are if you get hit by it, you're just automatically out. So they try and aim, and the funniest thing, right? There's this bridge battle where you're on a bridge. There's 3 bridges. Each team starts on each side and just kind of fill in the rows. You fill in the bridges. You're just in a standoff. Yeah, you could shoot it. It's the SCA. The SCA has the let's use pistols. In a certain not in all the events. There's certain things like themed. There's where you all have to have like the certain same kind of like whatever 16th century armor and pistol things. You can use crossbows and stuff in almost any event, as long as the ones when they let you use archery. You start on each side, thousands of people. You run across the field, everyone jumps onto these bridges. You're on these bridges, and it's basically you stand there and you're waiting your turn. You're like 20 rows back. You're like 5 across. You're just kind of sitting there, nothing going on. You just make sure no one's aiming and shooting a crossbow at you. You just make sure you're not going to get hit with an arrow. You're slowly moving up as people start getting eliminated. I don't know if I can use the real words on TikTok. Finally you're like maybe 3 rows back. You're like, all right, gotta be ready. You know, here we go. We're about to start fighting people. Next thing you know, you're up in front, and it's just like hopefully you survive. And the point is, you want to get through the bridge to breach it, so you can come around and surround the enemies on the other bridges. Once you control a bridge, you're good, and you can just your whole army can just go through, and you can surround them and that's usually if you breach a bridge or whatever you call it, you're gonna win. I don't remember what I was talking about. Oh yeah, I do. So they have these ballistas, and it's a big, like a 4-foot yellow shaft with a Nerf football on the end. Ayo! Ahayo! Thanks for that like. So, me and my friends, Godfrey is this dude's name. He's in front of me, and we're just walking. We're like 15 rows back. Our ballista guy was shooting at I don't know what, and he's in front of me, and this big frickin' arrow thing just hits him in the back of the helmet, and his steel helmet, and just like flattens him. He like falls into the people in front of him. It hit him so hard in the back head, totally unexpected. It was like the funniest thing I ever saw. Friendly fire, and so he's out, you know. We're all just standing around. This big freaking 4-foot long Nerf football arrow thing just right in the back of the head. It was so funny. That was the story. And I'd actually like to put a video together on them. The two chucks there. DY2. Hey yo, thanks for hitting that like button. Oh, SCA is great. I don't like the SCA combat because it's like one hit wins. But the scenarios are crazy. I have if you want to look, I have SCA. I don't even know if you can find it in my page, but I have the SCA Woods Battle is insane. You got thousands of people fighting in the woods. And the other thing with the SCA too, like it's all historic, you know. It's more historical, like themed than Boo Hurt and all this stuff. And it's a lot cheaper. The armor isn't as expensive. But like I like Boo Hurt because you're fighting for a time limit. But there's nothing like an SCA mass battle where you have thousands of people out there at a time, and you have someone who's in charge. They're yelling orders, and then they have to have someone else hear those and yell them to the next guy, the captains, and they yell. So you got someone up there trying to move a whole group of like 2,000 people. It's just word of mouth. They're yelling. You got all kind of stuff. People are yelling at each other, and you hear somebody going like, whatever, flank left, like attack the left flank, and it's just like word of mouth. Someone just yelling, and you go, oh, okay, that's what we're doing. Or someone will come by, like we fight with this dude. He's like, hey, he gathered a whole bunch of us up in the middle of the battle. We're in groups. Friendly, yeah, it was the funniest thing. Friendly fire I've ever seen in one of the most funniest things I've ever seen in my life. We're all just standing there. He gets totally leveled by the back of the head. Friendly fire. One of the coolest things, right? we're big battlefield, like football fields on top of football fields wide, and we're up on top of this hill, and this guy who's like, he's actually like so the SCA has kings and stuff, and he is like, hey, he's like, you guys talking to like our group, he's like on me, we're gonna run down the hill and we're just gonna crash right into that group because there's a whole big battle going on down there, and he's like, and we're just gonna crash right into them from the side. Like, all right. So there's all this fighting going on, and he had like, there are like a couple hundred of us all together, and then the dude just goes and he starts running down the hill. This dude's like 55 years old, and we just all start running down this hill, and the whole other army was like looking. They're like, we all just left everybody up top, and we all just ran down the hill, and they're all like, what's going on? We just all smash into him. You're like, trying to fight your way through the other group. Is crazy. That's probably what real battles were like. They don't know what's going on, so then they're like, well, come on, let's chase them. By the time we get down there, we just plowed through that other army. It is insane. Yeah. Let's see, other funny ones. Yeah, I got a funny one. Alright, so whenever someone's helmet comes off in one of these sports, it's always like, oh, stop, everybody stop, right? What they'll do, the whole battlefield, right? So if somebody has something medical, right? Say somebody collapses. Everybody yells, hold! Everyone just starts yelling hold, that way there's no mistaking. So you stop. And then you wait then they'll say, okay, lay on, when everything's done, so you start fighting it. You never leave where you're at. You just kind of hang out till whatever happens is over. So I had just gotten this new helmet, and I had this chin strap on, and it's this real crappy chin strap. So we're fighting in the mass battles. It's a big field battle, and there's thousands of people on each side, and there's like 5 or 6 of us kind of like in a line, and there's probably like 25 dudes that kind of see us, and they start moving towards us, and we're like, all right. So we're all just kind of standing there like this. We're like, okay. My friend's like, he's like we hold. He's like we don't move. He's like, stand your ground. We're like, all right. These guys keep coming closer. So now we're engaged. It's like 3-4 on 1, and everyone starts getting eliminated, right? And it's like me and this other dude, and I was like, I'm out of here. The whole rest of my army is like up this hill. So I turn, and I was so off balance, I fell. We hit the ground. Helmet pops off. The marshal goes, hold! So everyone's like, ugh. And I'm like, I stand up. I'm like, I grab my helmet. I get off the field. The next time we go out, there's like 3 rounds. So we go out again, right? I'm in a line in a formation, and I have a bigger shield, and I'm allowed to poke and thrust in SCA, right? And we're just lined up, 25 people or something, like in rows, and you're just kind of getting there, and you finally get to meet everybody. Now you're fighting like this, and and remember, if you get poked or something, if it's in the arm, then you don't use the arm. But if you get poked in the head or chest or something, then you're eliminated, and you fall down and you walk off. Well, everyone's like pushing me from behind, and I just throw up my shield. There's someone here, and I'm just going like this. I'm just like whoever I can hit, right? And somebody like hits me, or went up, kind of made me fall, and my helmet kind of got stuck. Helmet comes off. They're like, hold! I'm like, all right, you can't miss me. Big bald head, right? Get my helmet, like, sorry guys. I get off. Everyone gets so mad when someone's helmet gets off. So I didn't record any of it. So this is the funny part. So I got on, like, it was like a week later. I was like, I wonder if I can see any footage of me, right? And so I'm looking about, and the guy who was recording it, so the second time it happened, he's like, the guy's like, he's just talking. He's like, yep. He's like, oh, he's like, another hold. He's like, what is it now? He's like, oh, he's like, that's that idiot whose helmet keeps falling off. Like, what a piece of sh. I, you know, I was like, ah, he's talking about me, you know. Yeah, so the guy, they do, they like to, so they really like to push you behind into the people in front. I bet that's what it's like in a real battle, though. Push the dudes behind, and you just get smashed. And I just smashed up against here, and I had nothing to do. My shield was kind of stuck, so I'm just going like this, trying to like eliminate, trying to poke people. And then too many people got on me, and I sort of like kind of lost my balance. There goes the helmet. And I saw myself, this dude was talking so much crap on me. I thought that was funny. Here, let me do a set, and I'll tell you my favorite, Marks, what's up? Yeah, right. Luckily now, so much time's passed that they won't even remember it was me. I even have a different helmet now anyway. I hated that helmet. That helmet's actually the one I used to put on this dummy. When I first started in the workouts on here, I hated that helmet. And I was thinking I should just sell it. But I put it on this dummy, and that's what he used to wear back in the day. I know. I was the guy that everybody was getting so mad at. I just had a really crappy chin strap. The thing is, it would tip. It was so top heavy. If I leaned forward too fast, the weight of the helmet would just like pivot under here and just like fall off. Hated that helmet. I have a YouTube. I don't use it so much right now. It's just everything you see here is backed up on my YouTube. My YouTube is the same thing though, Bachata Night. I think we left off on like, I don't even know. Let me do a set here. I'll tell you my favorite person I ever eliminated though in one of those mass battles. It was someone with a crossbow. It was pretty cool. What time is it? All right, well, we're streaming till 11, everybody. Bonus half hour. All right, and those, plus I'm sure I did some in the middle. That's got to be a set of 100. Favorite elimination that I ever had. Oh, by the way, my YouTube does have some decent longer format videos about Boo Hurt stuff. 72 VTO, what's up? Yeah. I hated that helmet. I'm so glad I got rid of it. I have a better one now. So the best my favorite elimination, we were so when there's mass battles, when it's like, yo, thanks for that like button, you start off, it's you're like, I don't know how many yards, it's like probably a couple football fields lengths across, right? And you just have thousands of people on each side. You're kind of just standing there, right? They have a cannon that goes off to signal the start. Some people just sprint across. You'll have a couple people that just run across. They kind of just smashing each other, whatever. Some, it's kind of like divisions. Some columns will, maybe they're even instructed to move up real quick to get to the middle and hold, or get further on our side and hold. Usually you just walk. There's nothing, you don't want to just sprint across the battlefield and immediately start fighting. So the guy will say, he's like, on me. He's like, don't go. He's like, you don't go past me. You don't lag behind. He's like, straight line across, and everybody like fall in line behind. So you're just walking, right? Anyway, then you have all the fighting. So when there's a big enough advantage, like by hundreds and hundreds of people, the things, you know, the tides, the momentum shifts, and then you're probably gonna win because now you're outnumbering them. You're just eliminating people. And there was this dude who had this crossbow and many bolts for his crossbow. And if you get hit with one, it's one hit and you're done. And he was down this hill, and I just happened to notice no one's even around this guy except, like, I think he had a couple people down there, right? And there's like, I was just kind of like maybe 5 or 6 people up from the edge of this column I was in, and I just keep looking at this guy, and he's just sitting there like, boo, or no, a crossbow, bop, put another one in, boop, just shooting people. I'm like, this guy. So I left I didn't even mention it. I just kind of step out of the ranks, and I had a sword and shield, and I start just running down the hill like full speed at this guy. And he is actually now shooting at me, where I'm actually, I dodged like 2 arrows while I was running. If they hit in the shield, then you have to discard your shield. So that's why I wasn't trying to block with my shield. Where I actually dodged some, and this guy is actually very fast too. And I'm in my full armor, chasing this guy, sprinting after him, where he's actually able to load a bolt, and while he's kind of like, not specifically good at aiming, but shooting at me. And I chase this guy around, and there's other couple people are down there, and he was just about to get away from me. We made this turn, and he was getting away. It's just one hit to one hit kills, and I dove like Superman, and I was like, oh, and I just barely caught him in the back. It was like the coolest thing. And I got all the people like, oh, it's like the best. I chased this guy down. He was about to get away. And my last breath, I just dove like a Superman. And I just happened to catch him. Like, I uploaded it on here somewhere. Yeah, that was a fun one. Best elimination. The before, during, and after. Oh yeah, like that. Oh, that was great. And then you actually can get rewards. Like, the SCA is like a big game. You can be in. There's some people that take it more serious in real life, but you can get awards if a king or somebody or a duke or somebody recognizes that you did really good out in the battlefield. You can get rewards. Like, they'll give you stuff. I'll tell you something about rewards. So one of the groups is I uploaded a video on here. Let me just screenshot. I'll send it to you if I can find it here later this evening after I wake up for work. And I had to pirate it off of a YouTube video. It's kind of blurry, but you'll see what I'm talking about. It is great. I'm so glad someone got it on. Someone recorded it. I searched for hours for footage of it. So here's how payment works, right? So one of the groups I used to camp with was a mercenary group, and what it is, like, there's probably like 30 of us, and we're like for hire, right? So they don't pay you like in actual money. They pay you in like so one time we fought for like whichever side. I don't even remember which side it was, but the kingdoms will try and hire mercenaries. And we got paid in like 5 pounds of smoked salt. It was like the best salt I ever had in my life. And we used it to cook in camp all week. So that was like our payment. We didn't get paid in like real money. We got paid in an actual thing where they said it took them like something like, I don't know, 12 or 16 hours to make 5 pounds of this smoked salt. It was awesome. And when we went to pick it up, is it this barbarian camp? Craziest setup I ever went to in the SCA. There's a group called the Two Chucks. They're like they're not really in the SCA, but they're allowed to be in it. They have like their own kind of group and rules. But when they fight with the SCA, they follow the rules. Yo, Rough Killer. I was thinking about you earlier. I thought I saw somebody come in. Every once in a while, I'll see someone with that logo or that avatar, like the same kind of colors. So here's how I went to pick up all of our smoked salt. The group that we were getting paid from was was also a mercenary group. They were like a broker or a third party to get us to fight with them. We head up there. It's like probably like 10 o'clock at night. There's like this gate. It's all set up like camps, right? Yo, thanks for liking that live. Liking the live. It's dark out. They said 4 of us can come over because they're having some event or something, you know. My friend who knows them, who's going to get paid, asked me. There are 2 of them going up. He asked me and someone else if we want to come along. I was like, sure. So we get there. It's like this. It's kind of like on top of the crest of a hill. There's a couple torches. And there's an actual freaking gate that they built a gate, right? There's people there that are like the guards for this barbarian camp. Like, hey, we're here to see, what was his name? Ragnar, who's like the leader of that group. Like, hey, we're here to see Ragnar. Oh yeah, hey, he knows the 2 guys that brought us there. He's like, yeah, he's like, hang on a second, I'll get you a guide. We're like, all right. Like, I guess we have a guide. So this guy comes up. He's like, hey. He's like, I'll take you down there. He's like, what up, rough killer? He's like, whatever you do, he's like, you're free to drink as much as you want, eat as much as you want, enjoy the music, the bonfire. He's like, but you don't go anywhere without me. It's kind of like North Korea in a way. I'm like, all right. So that's cool, you know. So we get down there. It's like probably a quarter mile down this hill. It's like a barbarian camp, so it's themed. Everyone there dresses up like barbarians or something, right? Well, so you carry cups. If you don't carry a cup, you can't get a drink anywhere you go. I went to the bar one time without a cup the first time I went, and they gave me this red Solo cup, and they all yelled, shame, shame, shame at me all together. Like it's embarrassing or something. I didn't mind it. But anyway, I learned to always carry a cup. So me and my one friend were like, they're getting this bonfire started. And we're like, the kegs are like 15 feet away. He's like, you think they'd care if we just walked over? I'm like, I don't see why not. Because our guide left us, and he's like, I'll let Ragnar know you're here. He's like, stay here. So we walk over. I start walking over the keg. These barbarian dudes come up. They're like, "Can I help you?" Oh, we're like, "Oh man, hey, we were just said that we could get a drink beer or something, you know." They're like, "Okay." So they're like, they take us over. We get the beer. They walk us back to our little group. We're like, "Okay, whatever." So they're serious. They don't want people wandering around the camp. So we're sitting there. 10, 15 minutes go by. We're just talking. We're drinking our beers that we were like allowed to get. They get this freaking like gas. It's like this big design, right, with all these metal pipes, and they're like, okay, they're like, Ragnar's ready to see you, and then just as we're doing that, we're watching, and they light up this thing, and all these flames come out. It's like this big pattern, I don't know, like their logo or something, and like these, it's just like this big gas thing that's on fire. Like, oh, that's like awesome. And then they have right when they do that, it's a game, I'm telling you. They have these girls come out that, and it's totally consensual. They volunteer for this, and they lead them out on these chains out to the bonfire party, and then they like dance. And I was like, this is just crazy, right? So we go back to this dude's. I didn't want to leave at first. I was trying to like see like what is going on over here. Anyway, we go to this dude Ragnar's camp, and this is like what I'm gonna be doing for 2 weeks. It's the best. I'm telling you. If you ever go to Pensick, it is the best freaking time ever, and this is where we're picking up our salt for the rewards for fighting for these dudes. It's like a trailer, a tractor trailer, and it's all decorated inside. It's got this long ass table, right? And this dude, he's like the leader of this whole group, the barbarian group, and he's sitting there, and he's like, he gets up. These guys know each other. It's like, hey, you know, good to see you. I'm like, you know, good fighting day, and you know, we're all talking to her. He's like, have a seat. So he sit down, and he has this maid come out, and she comes out, and she has like, there's like olives and cheese and like just all this food, and we're like, So I'm like, yeah, I'll take something. And then this other one comes out with drinks. And you're like, oh, well, yeah, I'll have a drink too. And it's like this freaking, like, amazing furniture. It's not like a Walmart table and like Walmart chairs. It's like carved wood and this freaking fabulous table. And you would not know you're in like this tractor trailer, back of a tractor trailer. It looks like it was wider than that too. So I don't know what kind of container it was, but it's all decorated and it makes you feel like you're alive back then. And he'll like do something and he'll like snap his fingers, and he has like these servants, you know, and this girl comes over, you know, with the tray or something or whatever he needs to do. It's crazy. Snyder, T. Snyder, thanks for that like. And then all these other important people are coming by. They're making like battle plans. They're like plotting and stuff because there's like 5 days of fighting, and they're making deals. They're trading stuff. He gives us the salt. You know, this girl comes by again with like cheese tray, and I'm eating olives and grapes and all this stuff. I'm just sitting there, and we're like, whoa. Then we go back out and with our guide, you know, and we go to the bonfire. The big gas torch things still blowing, and they got those girls with the chain things on. So they're just dancing around the fire, like kind of like belly dancing stuff. It is insane, and it's like it's a game, but people role play. Hey, if you want to be the girl that dances around the fire with the chain to your other friend, then that's what you do, I guess. Crazy stuff. Best, yeah, the best setup that I've ever been to, that barbarian camp. You would have thought you're in the Conan movie, sitting with this dude, and everybody's all dressed up. My stuff's like German. Me and my friend were both in our German clothes, you know, the medieval clothes. Oh, I know, right? that was the two Chucks camp I was talking about. Oh, Cody, hey, thanks for sticking around for that. I'm telling you, if you ever do an SCA event like Pensic's the best one out of all of them, I think. It's insane. Cody, if you come by, I'll save another story for later. Oh, dude, it's like, it was Conan. It's like living in Conan. One of the Boohurt guys, Paul Friedel, is in that group. You know, it is just insane. And just how, like, everything's so all the tents are barbarian themed, you know. Let me get a set in, because we got to get I'm doing a set of 200, everybody. Just so you know, I'm gonna peek at the chat. Battlemore in Colorado. I'm gonna screenshot that. I'm gonna see if anyone at my camp has ever been there. Yeah, all right, heck yeah. I've been doing SCA for a long time. I sort of just go for the party stuff, and I'm not even fighting this year. My daughter's see, the thing is, now my daughter comes with me, so I don't want to. This year I'm gonna record it. Oh, first week in July. I gotcha. Corey, yes. Not as much fitness today because we've been chatting a lot, but yeah, I try to stay in shape. My whole thing is so I never drop a sword. It's probably been 3 years ago now. I was fighting in a bigger shield, sword and shield. I was fighting for the gold medal, and there's a picture of it where I had my shield up like this, and I was swinging like that, but my hand was so worn out that when I went forward, my sword just flew out of my hand. And there's a picture of like this, the sword in the air, and I'm like this because I could not even hold on to. I couldn't even swing it anymore. And I thought, I'm never gonna let that happen again. I'm gonna train a lot more. Started to, stopped. Then I was fighting for third place at Arnold Schwarzenegger's Fitness Expo in longsword, and I was so worn out. I lost, so I didn't get a medal in longsword. I got one in buckler though, which was nice, but I really wanted it in longsword. I was so worn out, like I was swinging like this. I'd be like, I know I'm gonna get hit 2 or 3 times in return, but I didn't want to give up. I'd hit this dude, and he hit me like twice. I was like, oh, like come on, man. I was like, oh, like this is all I could do. And that's when I thought, you know what, I gotta stick with it. So now, I'm at the point where I can at least always throw a sword strike, like all day long. Especially now, after doing this for so long. So that's the whole reason. So training for fighting in armor. Oh, I know, for real. Yeah, like, dude, I had the worst thing. I lost a first place medal. I got second, but I did not get first because I couldn't even hold my sword. And when you lose it, it stops. You lose a point. I picked the sword up. I'm like, oh my god! It's like my arms, like this. Like I have all the energy. I'm still jumping around, but like my arms, I was like, like I couldn't even hold it. And it didn't stick the first time. I was like, I'm gonna train more, and I started to, and then I quit. And then it happened again in longsword. I fought. It was six. To get there, I fought the round before it. It was the 16th fight of the day I had. I'm sure it was 16 because I've told this story before. In the 16th freaking fight of the day, and me and this dude still threw like 70 shots. And that's back when we had the 90-second rounds. And we still threw like 70 strikes each. and then I fought for third place, and I was so worn out. So now I was like, now I can just do it. You know what I mean? Corey, thanks for the like. Yeah, I mean this sword's like a 3-pound sword or something, or less even. You know, like yeah, 45 seconds. So this is like about 40. I'm doing sets of 100 right now though, because it helps me keep track of it. Sometimes with the longsword sets, I'll do sets of 120, because that's more like I'd like to be able to do 120 without getting tired. Just so everybody knows, possibly Thursday or Friday, I'm gonna have a charity stream. One of the great guys that fights in armor suddenly passed away kind of recently. I'd like to try and raise some money for his family. I'm gonna make a donation of like whatever I get for the live broadcast. And what I might do is have it like where I'm gonna have all the armor on, and maybe we'll cut some fruit with sharp swords or something, or have my daughter hit me with swords and armor. But and then after that, the next 2 weeks, I'm gonna be pretty much streaming from that place I was just telling the stories about. See, now I never drop a sword. I could do this all day these days. Even in the armor, it's a little bit harder in the armor because then I actually have the sword weight plus the armor weight. You know what I mean? Hey, Ishmael. I'm just wiping it. There's a seed or something on here. I'll keep that in mind. Thank you, Great Manor. I do like ladder drills, which I think help. I could try it. The thing is, I have to do them. I'd be doing the leg workouts at home. I hardly go to the gym ever anymore, and I usually just go to the gym just to run. But I don't lift weights anymore. Oh, here's what's crazy. The polypropylene, like when you hit it, it kind of sticks at first. When I was using the steel sword, I used to use my training sword. Everybody, my actual fighting sword, and it would just like brush right off the steel. But this polypropylene, I noticed a little bit of a stick. Like this, I can even just feel it. The friction of the polypropylene and the dummy, it kind of binds together for a second when you hit, if you're dragging it through. The shoulders though are both split down here like a V. That's why I keep putting this tape on, trying to keep them in one piece. And the last broadcast, everybody, we're gonna hit them with the actual sharp swords. But that's gonna be when we're actually on the millionth hit. Yeah, I think this is better than the steel for sure, but it does have some friction. Yeah, you know, like this is a lot thicker too. And I generally hit it like decently with some decent force. You know what I mean? It just is splitting though over time. Let me get another set in here real quick. So we'll be at least at 1500. This is I've done the least amount of sword work in a broadcast, but I like it. This has been a great stream because I love the conversations we get in here. And I'm still ahead of schedule, so even if I don't hit the goal of like the daily goal of hits, I'm still like ahead where I'm not sweating it. I think those church bells are about to go off. I'm trying to be on the camera. Oh, thanks for hitting that like button. I'm gonna give you a shout out in 1 second. Yo, oh. I am a fighter in SCA, except I am not fighting at Pensick this year. I say my daughter comes with me. Wow, all this time we've done 1,500 hits, everybody. Well, that's cool. We're at 110,000. We're over 100. Yeah. We're getting a couple more sets in. I am going to bed soon though. So last year, I don't live far from Pensick, so that's a good thing. It's like an hour from my house. So my daughter had cheer camp last year. Every freaking day. Wake up, eat breakfast at camp, get a shower or whatever, drive to cheer camp. It was an hour long. We'd have to be there something like 10 a.m. So we have to leave at like 9 or 8:30. Go to cheer camp. 11 till noon. I'd sit in the car. I'd have all my medieval stuff on. Sometimes I'd get out and swing a sword around a little bit, but I'd wait around noon, 12:30 or wherever, when it was ever. Drive an hour back to Pensick, and then there were some days. Then we had a horse show one day. I don't think there's any horse shows during this one. You know, so we had a horse show. We missed a lot of it, and we didn't get to hang out. So this year, you know, I want to have more like family time. So I'm not fighting. We're probably gonna go live stream the fights. Because fighting days, you know, I have to be up at like 8 a.m. I gotta eat. I gotta start getting my stuff, put it in the wagon, you know, get over there. I love the fighting. Like I was saying, how there's nothing better than an SCA mass battle. But at the same time, like, I'd rather not go through that this year. And we're not at a royal encampment this year either. Yeah, that's the thing. We just missed a lot of it last year. I fought in a couple of the things last year. But then it was like because she had to stay at like her mom's to go to cheer. But I wanted to fight in the mass battle in the woods. The woods battles, there's nothing like it. But I'm gonna skip it this year. But we're not a royal encampment this year, so I'm not required to fight. If it was a royal encampment, I don't know if you'd know Kuin. But Kuin is Kuin is like Atlantia. He was the king. Him and Sydney. But if we were a royal encampment, I'd be like obligated to fight, you know what I mean? But we're not this year, so. Oh, okay. Nice. I would love to be able to do blacksmithing. What's the ANS stand for? If I could blacksmith, like if I could make a sword, if I could make my own sword, that would be the best. I bet you I could if I learned it. There's a blacksmith around here. They have classes over the summer, but it's not to make swords. Oh, I got you. Yeah. That's the other thing. There's so many classes to go to. Gray Matter, there's classes there. It's not just the whole dress up thing. Like, you can learn so much. I even have dancing there. I usually go to all the dancing balls at night. Oh, yeah. I don't think it's gonna happen. Though. I don't have the capability to do the make my own sword. But yeah, I mean, shoot. I went to a lecture on Henry VIII. We went to watch the belly dancing, the chorus. We're right behind the A&S tent actually, where we camp, which is great because it's just a walk across. And there's nothing like being able to tell all the belly dancers, hey, if you need some water or something after the show, or you want to drink, just come. We're right across the street, and they usually do. There's some rubber burning out here. I smell burning rubber out here. But anyway, yeah, Gray Matter. It's like I went to last year. I went to a lecture on Henry VIII. I went to etching steel, belly dancing. We went to like Shakespeare play, the chorus, all the chorus concerts. They had beekeeping. I went to beekeeping, like how to do beekeeping. There's a thing on different like historical weapons. Someone brought this whole freaking collection of knives and swords from like almost like caveman days till now. It was crazy, you know. And the dance stuff, I go to all the dances. Like, there's so much you can do besides just going and fighting. Yo, thanks for hitting that like. Yeah, hey, I'm about to go to bed because I got to be back at work tonight. I was saying we're streaming till 10:30. Look where we are. So everybody, I'm going to do... And it was nice talking with you, by the way. Hope the stream quality was alright. Sometimes it gets a little choppy. But T. Snyder, hey, thanks for the chat and talking and hanging out. I'm going to get a couple more sets in here. Here's what we're going to do. Oh, good. Thanks for the feedback, because sometimes I have no clue how it looks. And someone will say, hey, the picture looks better now. What did you do? I'll be like, oh, I didn't realize it wasn't good. And thanks again, Gray Matter, for hitting that like. All right, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to get like... we're going to do like a set of 500, everybody. We're going to switch between this and that longsword. Just to get the numbers in. If we hit 2,000, it'll be good. I'm keeping an eye on chat though too. So if anyone wants to chat, I'm going to keep checking in on it and talking. Do is the next set will be left-handed. This is kind of crooked. Oh yeah, it's almost like now I just can kind of keep an eye on chat, kind of, you know what I mean? Like, this is left-handed, so it's a little different. But I know exactly what you're saying. It's to a point where it's just going to be like, come out swinging. Kind of the same combos we've done a million times, literally. Yo, Bannock. Hey. What up? Uh-oh, I forgot what number we were on. Well, I'm pretty sure it was 30. That has to be about 30. All right, here we go. I went and said hi and forgot. All right, getting close to the end of 200. I'm gonna just do a couple extra because I might have miscounted. Doing it left-handed. Also, a little bit extra, couple hits here. All right, that was 200. Try to get 300. If I could spins jumps. Ooh. Well, all right. We'll throw some spin jumps in here. I'll figure it out. We'll get a spin jump in or two. Generally, so I will say this, like, if you're ever just fighting a dummy or something. Yeah, right. Agreed. The one thing I try and do is look where I'm swinging. One thing I think that happens a lot of people when they're just hitting a Pell, it's stationary. Like, it's so easy. Like, kind of how I'm just kind of looking at chat right now. There's a spin. I don't know if that was any good, but see, I'm kind of looking at chat, so I'm not really like looking. I kind of am aiming at a certain spot on the body, just by default. I aim at collarbones. So I'm looking at chat, but I'm aiming. I know where I'm trying to hit. But it's really easy to get in the habit of just hitting the dummy, right? Yeah, sprained both my ankles. Broke both of my ankles. One thing I think that's easy to do is just sit here and you hit the dummy, and you just stare straight ahead. I try and look where I'm swinging, because just kind of like what you're saying, if you're tracking them and you don't want to just like be used to hitting something like a Pell at home where you don't look and then you miss because you're just so used to just doing this like over and over that you don't see, like, you're swinging here but you're not looking and you're saying, oh, like they're actually blocking me. They're just gonna keep blocking me, but they're totally open over here. You know, like it's good to look where you're doing so you can maybe at the last second kind of switch your attack or something. You know, it's easy to lose track of it. And you're just hitting the dummy. You're not looking. You're just looking straight ahead. But you know, like, oh, if you kind of look where you're swinging, even if you're just looking like this, you know, like, keep an eye at what's happening. It's, you know, it's a evolving sword combat's like an evolving. I don't know, fluid, what do you call it? It changes when people are moving around, and if you're not used to looking at where you're throwing it, you're going to miss all the other openings. You might not even connect because you're just used to doing this, but now they're moving, and you're like, oops, like I missed, because I'm just used to like doing this. I don't know if I'm explaining it right. Watch this. Other way. I don't know. I gotta watch the replay and see how those look. Yo, yours truly. Oh yeah. Definitely, you can. Back in the day, they let us fight like that in Boo Hurt. Now we can't poke in Boo Hurt, but I'm talking like 4 or 5 years ago when they let us do this. Yeah. Oh, so we're not allowed to. So the sport that I'm doing this for, our eye slots are like really big. You know, gaps and things like. So we're not allowed to do things like this, or this, or like go in somebody's armpit. You know what I mean? Because this is more of a whacking sport for time limit. One of my favorite things, though, was when I'd be up against somebody, and I'd always bait them to swing just enough so that as soon as they did, I would grab it up here and I would like jam this over here and step in and just like unleash like these blade chops and all, because the rules were as long as it's an edge of a sword, and I would just like be like bam, bam, and I would just be so far in that the only thing they can do is try and escape or do this, which is kind of pointless, like to try and like hit me. And then the other thing was getting like this. I kind of forget how to do it, but I would jam my pummel kind of down where their sword is and step in a way that I could like twist and try and disarm them. But since we're not allowed to kind of like do this kind of stuff, you know, like they outlawed the half swording now, because I think it's because the cross guards, because people are getting poked with the cross guards. I don't know. It's just a whacking sport now. But yeah, you're totally right. And you know what's really funny? Oh, heck yeah, with the rhythm. Yeah, stuff like that. It's awesome. Thanks for the like too. I like Euro fencing. Gray matter if I was gonna pick. What was I gonna say? Something else about half sorting. Oh yeah. Hey, so I had actually. It's so funny there. So yours truly, I was on Facebook, right? Like everyone who might have been here earlier, I was talking about the ballroom dance days, right? So I was, and I'm just hitting like this because this is like exercise. Oh, my battery's gonna die, everybody. And I have to go to the bathroom really bad. But we're doing, this is set 300. I mean, this is a set of 100, the third set. We're doing 5. This is more just for exercise and hitting the dummy. I do sometimes sneak in a couple pummel hits. Pummel strike to the chest is one of my favorites. If I get bent over like this, and I'm not like being threatened of being like thrown, I like to half sword it and like just jam it like right up above their leg armor, or at least into their leg armor. Like that's always a good one to make them go ah. But I had on Facebook, right, the ballroom dance community. I made this picture of one of my Boo Hurt fights where I actually did that, where it was a picture from behind, and I was standing like this, and the other guy was kind of like this, and it was a professional photo someone took, and just caught me like this. And I looked up, and one of the manuscripts is like almost exactly the same picture of me and that dude. It just by accident somehow it turned out that way. So I made a thing, and I was like something like 1456 style or something, or whatever, whatever the year I put. And so this dude who's like this, who thinks he's such a great dancer, comments, and he's like, I forget what he said, but it's something so ignorant, like that's totally a dumb move. You'd cut your hand. And I was like, bro, let me tell you something. And I had this huge argument with him, and then he unfriended me about half sorting. I wish I remember what he said. He said yeah, something like, yeah, he's like, yeah, stupid move. You just you're only cutting your hand or something. I don't remember. It was something he thought he was so smart, and I broke down the whole thing about that. Yeah, right. And after I told him that, he unfriended me. I was just like, oh, I know he read it. Thanks for liking the live. The thing is too, like, I never really saw him again, because that was kind of at the time whenever my dance partner and I split up, and I hadn't gone to the socials for a while. But Boo Hurt's just kind of a whacking game like this, you know what I mean? Like, you can do stuff like this. A lot of times I don't even go this way. I don't even pull my sword back, and I'll just like long edge, short edge, which nobody does. That was 100. That was definitely 100. So we're at 300 out of 500. Once we get to 500, I have to take a dump. I have to take a dump so bad. It's probably from eating that sausage and hash brown at the beginning of this live stream. Oh! Soul, yeah, you know. Oh, for sure. There's so many people in Boohurt that don't have any clue about stuff like that. Like I've said before, my favorite opening just coming out, like my favorite guard is like a fool's guard. There's only a couple people in Boohurt that I don't do it against, but in general, you know, I'm usually in the fool's guard. I'm always attacking other people's weapons, like the other swords. Like no one does that stuff. There's no binding in Boohurt. Like nobody does it. Ringo, who if you ever see the guy, he's really good. He actually just won a medal for longsword overseas with sword and buckler. Blade capture with the short edge, then charge with sword and buckler combined. Another screenshot I see. Passing steps. Well, I guess, can you see my feet? Ooh, we're out of the drink's gone. So so here's another thing. In Boohurt International, since there's no punching, there's no kicking, a lot of times I square up and I do actually stand like this. And I do, like when I was doing these, I kind of twist on the balls of my feet. But in general, if you're gonna do something like that, say you attack, right? Like, all right, I'm out of range. I'm entering. There's different kind of steps, like gathering steps. You know, passing steps, and correct me if I'm wrong, but so you don't want to, in HEMA too, at least I was never taught to just strike head. You're always trying to come down on a off line, off center, and then you can come up like this. I don't know. Passing steps. Here's your. These steps like this. Whoa, I almost tripped on that root. Or passing steps like you got your steps where you don't want to have your you don't want to cross your feet, you know what I mean? I actually do a lot of times just from a habit of dance. But that's because in dance I do a lot of stuff like dance steps actually, where I do cross my feet sometimes, but it's just for like a split second. It's actually the ball of the foot where you're like, but it's because I'm swinging. My steps go like this. And my hip swings are like in ballroom. Now keep in mind, in Boohurt, you're not doing anything crazy. I'm telling you, I just watched the World Finals and people just kind of walk around. But in slow motion, I usually get my twist by... In dance, you know, you do some of these like cha-cha things, and you step on a straight leg, and it kind of just twists your hip like a cha-cha. You know what I mean? And whenever you go like this, it just twists your hips. So for me, like my sword fighting style is like a cha-cha, a Latin dance. Now I always fight left foot forward. It's not at all. Oh, dude. Do. Come with me really quick. Do. Now. Do. Don't leave yet, Devin. So this year, dancing salsa and samba, I've gotten medals this year in longsword, fighting in the Some of the best people in the USA. Didn't get first place, so maybe you could say the guy in first place killed me. But, yeah, man. I got my own little style. I don't think that you're correct. And I even had a freaking, there's 2 events I didn't even get a medal at. They just didn't have them. The one's supposed to mail it to me. I never got it. I don't get on them about it. You can, so, a samba is the same thing as a gathering step in a way. You're just kicking your hips a little different. Tell you what, I will. Okay, I believe you. I do appreciate you getting the red badge there. There's tons of people with experience. If you look at I don't know, I don't even have any footage of it on here probably. I mean, my YouTube will have most of the footage from the fights, but yeah, dude, there's so many people that have experience. I've been fighting in this sport for like 10 years that you fight against. Oh yeah, I know. But I'm just saying, there's tons of people that have, and if you even watch like the top level stuff, I watched the freaking Boo Hurt International like tournament thing they just did, and you know what people mostly do? Walk around. You know what I do? Generally, is if I'm moving, I'm swinging, I stomp, I transfer my weight. Not so much sometimes if I hit the dummy, because I'll just stand here and do this. But if I'm moving around, I'm usually I just kind of stomp with my feet. And if I wanted to be kind of fresh about it, I could do a salsa step. I could do a do 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 bop boop 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 boop. That's true. They haven't. So if I had in modern warfare where say I had a what do they use, an M16? I don't know the whatever they use. Since we're talking about that now, like if I'm like just boom 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 like in the battlefield, it's just about footwork doesn't even matter then. So kind of, does it even matter if the sauce is better or not? Yo, thanks for that heart, mate. Oh, Tin Man, hey, just so everybody knows, Tin Man, another armored peep to check out. So if you're like modern warfare and you're just aiming now, it doesn't even matter what footwork is. So I don't understand if you're saying that swords haven't been around for 500 years. So who cares if it's a salsa step? You could do a salsa step with a rifle. Do you know? So now does it even matter if swords haven't been around for 500 years? Tin Man! We got 2 sets to do. Okay, but yeah, alright. So yeah, you could get swept. I could see that, but they also got to catch me at the same time. And just keep in mind, I'm hitting a dummy here, and it's not a dynamic thing at all when you're actually out there. Yeah, I mean, check out some of my duels. I jump. You want to tell me jumping doesn't work? I jump at people. You might get swept, but at the same time, like, that's just going to happen with anybody. You could have great footwork. If you're getting hit with like a 10-pound stick at your ankles, it's probably going to... It doesn't matter if you're doing a cha-cha, do-do-do, ba-ba, a bachata, or a Lichtenauer. You know, like... A sweep's a sweep, in my opinion, but I don't know. So would a samurai be... Tin Man, I owe you this. Let me do a set for Tin Man. So would a samurai... It's a human body, and if you're talking about you're open to sweeps, could a sweep not affect a samurai because they're doing those steps? Am I understanding it right, that it's just about the footwork, but if you're talking about a sweep of something like that halberd I had out here in the last live stream weighs something like freaking, I don't know, it's like 10 pounds. So are you saying that's oh, the battery died. Huh, is this still on? Huh, my bad. Well, let's go back outside. The screen shut off. Have I been live that whole time? Well, look what I wrote on here. Okay, is that dude still around? Haha. We're live. All right, it's on 3%. Was I live that whole time? All right, if you're still there, I can barely see it. Would it matter with a samurai if a samurai had steps, slow steps, and we're talking about getting swept off your feet? Would it matter? Let me get Tin Man. I don't even know if you're still there. Wasn't that so weird? You're probably like, what is this dude doing? Wow. All right, we're on 1%. 1%. We're going all out. Tin Man for those donations. I can't tell if it's still on or not.